morning, all of you. Now, today, as we conclude
Good
the
morning.
yes, good morning,
Good morning, ma'am.
good morning. All right. So today, as we conclude the history chapter, Independent India. Now, we could say that 15th August 1947, India it became independent, and if we look at it today, so we can say that we are making quite good progress on the winding road to success. It has not been a straight or simple road, but it had been a winding road with so many twists and turns along the way. But we have been making quite good progress. And when we got independence, so this new independent nation, it was born through a bloody partition, and we saw that there was a partition on the basis of religion. And so though we got independence, but independent India, it came into being, or it was formed, but it was through flames, blazing flames of hatred, and communal riots blazing throughout the country. And if and now today, if we see, so decades later, the country which at that time was emerging, but emerged from the destruction of the British Raj, is now world's largest democracy. And after years of fast economic growth, India has taken its place as one of the giants in the world in 20th century. Now, when India got independence, so the constitution framers, they wanted India to be a democracy, but the odds, means the things which were against India, so that India could be made as a working democracy. Now the odds were too many, and now why the odds were too many, why there were so many things that were against, around a million people died in partition, the riots which held during that time, and 15 million people were displaced. They moved from one side of the border to another, and they did not have their homes, they did not have any jobs. And then billions worth of property, it was damaged. And people, the scars or the wounds that they got during this partition, now that were still bleeding when we got independence. And people who had lived through generations with one another and lived as brothers, and they only were after the lives of each other during partition and all that. So the wounds of the communal hatred, it was still bleeding. And in addition to that, there was this huge task of administering a country which had just emerged from the ruins of a colonial country. And then the problem of the integration of the princely states were also there. And this I've told you earlier also, that when India got independent, so it was left on the princely states that they could join either India or Pakistan. Now the problem was that these princely states, they have to be convinced that they could join India. So the integration of the princely states also was a huge task at that time. And now, if some of the India's leaders, they at that time asked for dictatorial powers, so we could have they could be forgiven for asking for the dictatorial powers, because now in a democracy there are so many rules to be followed, so many regulations to be followed, so many discussions and deliberations and meetings, and after that only a decision could be taken. So some of the people at that time, they thought that it will be better if there would be just one person, and who would not be concerned about meetings and discussions, and getting the opinion and the nod of confirmation, approval of others, and that person can take decisions for the country, so that there will be rapid economic prosperity and growth for the Indians. And so, like, if some of the leaders, if at that time they asked for dictatorial powers, so we could forgive them, because the odds were so many against forming India as a democracy. Now, when Mahatma Gandhi, he was assassinated, he was killed by that fanatic Nathuram Godse. Now, after that, Jawaharlal Nehru, he had no rival. There was no one to oppose him. He was only one there in for power. And now, Jawaharlal Nehru, He could have seized power and become a dictator, but instead of that, what he did, he wrote an article, an anonymous article. What does anonymous means? Anonymous? Yes, class 8. You must have seen the word anonymous.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the
Anonymous.
not known?
Not known. All right, unknown. So you must have seen this anonymous written at the end of some poems. Now what that means is that the poet is not known. So Jawaharlal Nehru, he wrote an article in Modern Review, and he did not write his name, and he warned the Indians that they were giving dictatorial temptations, that they were giving this temptation to Nehruji so that he could become a dictator. So he warned the people. Now he could have easily taken the opportunity and become a dictator, but he did not do that, and instead he wrote an article and warning the people that they are giving temptations to Nehruji to become a dictator. Now, if we see today, so India is beginning to deliver what they promised so many years back, and over the past few years, the world's biggest democracy, it has matched its political freedom. Now, what this political freedom means, that every adult individual, here in our country, they have the right to vote, irrespective of any difference that they might have, and each vote has an equal value. So here we had political freedom, and now India is trying to incorporate economic freedom also along with that. Now equal distribution of wealth is not possible, because distribution of wealth, it depends on so many factors, education being the prime of that, and opportunities also. And so equally wealth cannot be distributed, but still there could be a decent distribution of wealth, so that each one could have the things needed for survival, or the sources of livelihood for each person. And so in the past few years, India is trying to match their political freedom along with economic one, and they have started a pace of growth that is changing the lives of millions of Indians. And now for India to break itself free from the bondages, from the shackles of British rule, and becoming a free country, a free economy, now that in itself is a success. And that we are one of the fastest growing economies in the world, though what was our condition at the time when we got independence, if we compare to that, now that also is a success for India. And that we have also become an important factor in the IT revolution, now that also is a success for the Indians. And most important thing, that India is still united, now that is something that we can all be proud of. And many countries at the time when India got independence, they felt that India would not remain as a single nation, and very soon the different communities of the people belonging to different religions, speaking different languages, they will try to break out of this nation, and they will declare their independence. And because like I said, there were India being such a diverse country, and there are so many different regions, people speaking different languages, following different religions, and following different having different cultures and traditions. So people thought that the unity will not be for long, and very soon it will break off. But still, that people speak different languages and they follow different religions, now that has not come in the way of our national unity. Now that is something we really need to be proud of. But now all is not well. We cannot say that everything has been rosy, or everything is now rosy, everything is settled now. Now that is not there. Problems still persist. And though there has been the economic success, but then that had been of a few ultra rich people, and that has widened the gap between the rich and the poor. And there is also a growing need of clean water, afforestation. What is afforestation?
Ma'am, growing of trees
trees
in large amount.
Alright, planting more trees, growing more trees. So there is a need for afforestation. There is a need for medicines and vaccines to reach the common people also. We need breakthroughs, researchers in science and education. We want the upliftment of the poor, and also the cutting of red tape and bureaucracy. Now, what is red tape and bureaucracy? It is excessive regulation to rules which are now considered outdated. So excessive regulation of outdated rules, now that also need to be cut if we want India to be a really success. Then we need to provide people with clean water, plant more trees. We want medicines and vaccines for the people, all right, and we want the spread of education, we want upliftment of the poor. So all that is required if we really want India to progress. Now then we are here discussing about the problems. Now in the constitution it is a guarantee that all people are equal, and untouchability has been abolished, but still we see that the Dalits, they face violence and they still face discrimination. And though in the preamble it is stated that India is a secular country and a constitution, it upholds the principle of secularism, but still there have been clashes between people belonging to different communities, different religious communities. And the constitution, it says that all people are equal before law, and right to equality, it is a first fundamental right. But still, in spite of that, there are some people who are more equal than others. Now what we mean to say is that some people are really treated equally, but others are not treated as equal to them. And there had been progress, and there had been things, there had been successes, and there are things we are proud of. But then the problems, they still persist. And if we judge by the standards that we set for ourselves at the time of independence, so what we could say that India as a republic, it has not been a great success, but at the same time it had not been a failure either. Okay, so that was the chapter. Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alright, so let's move on with the exercises. We'll mark the exercises just now. Get hold of a pencil, and as soon as you're ready with your pencil, let me know. I'll start the exercises.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let's start. First, we have the multiple choice questions. Pakistan came into existence on
14
Ma'am,
August.
option B, 14 January, 4 August, 1947.
Alright, right, 14th August 1947. In which year was the Constitution of India enforced?
Ma'am,
1950.
Okay, 1950.
Option A.
When was it adopted? Which year was it adopted? Anyone knows? I told you when we were doing the chapter. When was it adopted? November 1949. It was adopted on 26 November 1949, but came into force or came into effect on 26 January 1950. Okay, who was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly?
Ma'am, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Okay, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The planning commission was set up in
Ma'am, 1950.
right, 1950. Which Indian leader was at the forefront of the foundation of Non-Aligned Movement or NAM?
Jawaharlal
Nehru.
Right, Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, we move on to match the following. Jawaharlal Nehru.
founder of
Right, founder of NAM. Durgapur.
Ma'am, steel mill.
Correct. Mahatma Gandhi.
Father of the
Nation. Partition of India.
August
August
1947.
Right, August 1947. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Chairman of the drafting committee.
Okay, chairman of the drafting committee. We move on to true or false. Homi J. Bhabha was the first chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission.
Ma'am, true.
Okay.
true.
Ma'am, true.
True. Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by a fanatic, Nathuram Godse.
Ma'am, true.
Ma'am, true.
Alright.
True.
True. The second 5-year plan focused on the conservation of soil and training in cooperative organizations. Yes, second 5-year plan. True or false? It is false. Right, false. The second 5-year plan, the main focus of the second 5-year plan was on building of large dams and industry. Building of large dams and industry. So this is false. The meetings of the Constituent Assembly were held in Calcutta. True or false?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
false.
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 Alright, where were they held?
Ma'am, New Delhi.
Right,
Ma'am,
New Delhi.
New
So it is
Delhi.
false. Potti Siruramulu died on 15th December 1952.
Ma'am, true.
Ma'am, true.
True.
Ma'am, true.
Okay, correct, true. Fill in the blanks. The partition left both India and Dash devastated.
Pakistan.
Pakistan, correct. Communal violence destabilized the cities of Calcutta, Delhi and
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh.
Ma'am, Andhra Pradesh. Ma'am, Lahore.
Lahore. Andhra Pradesh is not a city, it is a state. We are talking here about cities. So cities of Calcutta, Delhi and Lahore. In Dash, the second 5-year plan was formulated.
1956.
Okay, 1956. Jawaharlal Nehru and Vallabhbhai Patel were against the creation of Dash states.
Linguistic
Alright, linguistic states means on the basis of language. On 1st October 1953, the new state of Dash came into being.
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Alright, so those were the exercises and question answers I'll send you in the form of a PDF. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So that would be all for today. Bye, all of you. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.